In this episode of Falmouth in Focus, we'll check in with Peter McConarty from the Town of Falmouth about the progress of road work on problem intersections, stop by Menauhant Beach as Rotary volunteers work to keep the town beaches free of trash, and check in with Falmouth Public Schools as they kick off a new school year. All this and much more on this edition of Falmouth in Focus.
Hello and welcome to Falmouth in Focus, FCTV's current affairs program. I'm your host, Michael Kasparian. During his weekly Friday video briefings, Falmouth health agent Scott McGann reported that the level of COVID-19 transmission is currently still low in Falmouth using the CDC's rating levels. However, with the recent increase in transmission throughout the Cape and the Commonwealth, the state is requiring that masks be required for all students and staff as schools reopen this fall. You can view Scott McGann's weekly video briefings on FCTV Government Channel 15, our Facebook page, and fctv.org. In this first segment, we'll visit with Department of Public Works Director Peter McConarty as he walks us through some of the future plans for roadways and intersection improvements in Falmouth. We'll hear about plans for the Route 28 and 151 corridors, including congested intersections in town such as Davis Straits and Dillingham Avenue.
My name is Peter McConarty. I'm the Director of Public Works, and we have many transportation projects going on at this time. It's one facet of the work that we do in Public Works, along with wastewater, parks, highway. We have many other projects going on. I'd like to give you an update of some of the projects that we're working on now. As everyone probably knows, we're working on Route 28 with Mass DOT. We have an engineering consultant, and the project is broken up into three segments. We got Main Street from Palmer Ave to Falmouth Heights Road. The second portion is from Falmouth Heights Road to Sandwich Road, and the third segment is from Sandwich Road out to Oxbow Road. So recently, over the last 6 months, we were working with our consultant and Mass DOT on segment 2 portion of it. Segment 2 portion of it will include a roundabout at Falmouth Heights Road. We're looking at a signalized intersection or a roundabout. Most likely we're going to be looking at a signalized intersection at Dillingham. And the third intersection is Sandwich Road. And as can be seen on the presentation that was shown at the Selectmen's meeting, they're looking at a roundabout or a signalized intersection which would be at right angles to Sandwich Road. Anyone that drives down Sandwich Road knows that you're looking over your shoulder up T-Ticket Highway, and it's an uncomfortable, when you're trying to pull out, it makes it very uncomfortable, and you have some blind spots. So that's the big part of that, that those are the main parts of that, is the three intersections. Also within that, we're looking at curb cuts and sidewalks along the Davis Straits area where Staples is and where Dillingham Ave is, and we're going to be working with the town planner very closely with their new form base code that they'll be working with, so we want to make sure we have everything together. Another project that we're working on is Route 151. Unfortunately, earlier this year in the February-March timeframe, there was a fatality up on the highway side on 151. And it triggered a lot of conversation in town, and it triggered a lot of public outreach of what can be done on Route 151, on the whole segment of what can be done in that area. So with these projects that are going on, there's a lot of comments that are coming in, and the public does want to keep a good eye on these projects and what's happening with these projects. As I mentioned, we are going to be re-engaging with the transportation committee that we used on the segment 3 of Route 28. Also, we upload our projects to the website, so that the public will be able to see the projects and the plans as we move forward. If there are any questions regarding these projects, they can contact myself or they can contact our town engineer's office. I'm available at 416 Gifford Street, either drop in or by email. Our emails are right on the website. As we move forward with these projects, we're looking forward to working with the public on these projects. It's been a long duration, and we really want to get these projects kick-started and back on track to be able to have a successful completion in the next 6 to 7 years would be our goal.
Thanks to Jeff Wyman for that update. It's time now for 3 things from Town Hall, FCTV's condensed version of the takeaways from recent municipal meetings. Selections are chosen based on community impact.
In this past Monday Select Board meeting, Finance Director Jennifer Mullins presented the proposed operating budget, policy, and capital plan for fiscal year 2023. After briefly explaining the estimated revenue reductions from the past year, Ms. Mullins proposed a 2.3% increase in operating funds for fiscal year 2023. Sam Patterson spoke up with concerns in the report that the prioritization of public health and safety may be overshadowing the importance of coastal resiliency, environmental remediation, and economic development.
I'm concerned under your strategic priorities that basically you say priorities shall be placed on maintaining public health and safety and basic municipal services. But what about staffing to manage the coastal resiliency threats that we're looking at, the environmental remediation and the economic development redevelopment? I mean, I'm concerned that, you know, we're not really addressing those really significant issues that keep welling up. And, you know, if you went to the Cape Cod Commission, One Cape Summit, they've been studying this stuff for 8 years, and it is not going away.
Select Board Chair Doug Brown opened discussion with the rest of the board regarding reducing the workload on Select Board agendas. He mentioned comments about how some of the items on Select Board agendas may be handled by staff, such as beach weddings, utility easements, and other less impactful items.
So I would like to reduce the workload and the review as much as possible. It may include removing weddings on the beach. It may include some smaller events that we don't feel are impactful. I don't know how we would determine that if we don't review it, but I'm looking for suggestions from the board of things that we can remove. We did get rid of dog hearings for the most part, and beach weddings I think is something we could do. Perhaps it could be utility easements in roadways. I don't know how people feel about that. If that's something that we almost always take the advice of engineering on that.
The Select Board discussed issues surrounding their strategic plan with some contention about priorities and funding. Some board members voiced opinions that the plan may not be focusing enough on looming problems in town, such as affordable housing or coastal resiliency. Members suggested that the plan seemed too concerned with the town's AAA bond rating rather than asking citizens to pay increased taxes to properly address these issues.
I'm struggling with the fact that in our strategic plan, we didn't really talk about the importance of the AAA bond rating. And I just feel like we're just too short-term oriented, and we need to be worried about these big risks that are facing the town's citizens. And I just don't like the fact that it got inserted into this strategic plan when it wasn't something that we really discussed during our meeting. So,
we did. You actually mentioned during the retreat that you were not so concerned with the AAA bond rating as much as providing service. I remember your comment.
Exactly, and yet here it is. And so I don't know. It didn't get changed. So
well,
I would be.
I thought we all agreed that.
That's my feeling, that it's 4 more of you. So
I thought that was kind of the consensus of the board, that we're at a point where, I mean, it's great that we have the AAA bond rating, but we do need to recognize that there are needs and services that are impending upon us that may affect that.
To see the meetings in their entirety, check out Government Channel 15's program schedule at fctv.org. Let's turn now to our monthly calendar segment. On Saturday, September 18th, join Neighborhood Falmouth as they plan an afternoon of food, friendship, and fun to benefit the organization that helps Falmouth seniors live longer in their own homes. The Autumn Picnic fundraiser will be held at the College Light Opera Company rehearsal grounds in West Falmouth from 4 to 6:30 p.m. Go to neighborhoodfalmouth.org for ticket information. The September 19th American Parkinson Disease Association Optimism Walk in Falmouth is fast approaching, and this year's honoree is Jay Zavala, longtime Falmouth resident and FCTV volunteer. Registration information is still available at apdaparkinson.org if you're interested in participating to help support this worthy organization. September 22nd will mark the Falmouth Historical Society's 21st Annual Heritage Award by recognizing 5 women of achievement to receive this award, honoring individuals who have provided outstanding leadership and made significant contributions to the Falmouth community. Penelope Doobie, Margaret Gifford, Barbara Kanelopoulos, Sharon Nunes, and Pamela Rothstein will be honored at a cocktail reception from 5 to 7 p.m. Go to museumsonthegreen.org for more information. Highfield Hall and Gardens is partnering with Wampanoag Cultural Education Specialists and the Rotary Club of Falmouth to present a special Indigenous Peoples Wampanoag Cultural Celebration Day on September 25th at Highfield Hall and Gardens. This family-friendly day will include hands-on activities such as corn husk dolls and clay beads, traditional games, dance, storytelling, and tastes of Native American food. Go to highfieldhallandgardens.org for registration information. And finally, don't forget to join us on September 23rd at 7 p.m. for the next virtual installment of our open mic series, Poetic License. Sign up for another night of poetry and prose, stories and songs, with entertainment provided by you and your friends and neighbors. September's suggested theme is School Days. Pre-register by Wednesday, September 22nd to receive your Zoom login information. Check out fctv.org for more details. We're going to take a quick break, and when we return, we'll visit Menauhant Beach with volunteers from the Rotary Club of Falmouth. Stay with us.
My name is Unshin Sangak Dan Jocelyn Sensei, and before all of those words bother you, my walking around name is Dan Jocelyn. I am the founder and guiding teacher of the Falmouth SotoZen Sangha, and we meet on a regular basis when we can at the First Congregational Church on Main Street in Falmouth. Our particular mission as a SotoZen Buddhist organization is to reduce the suffering in ourselves and others. We follow what we call the middle way, which was pronounced by Sakyamuni Buddha 2,500 years ago. But let me tell you a little bit about our Sangha, which is our congregation. Anyone is welcome to join us. Since 2010, we've had hundreds of people that have come in and learned about Buddhism and Zen, and particularly about our meditation practice called Zazen. We're a full service organization, meaning we can teach you, you can come and go and participate in all of our activities. There's no fee for doing so, it's just by donations if you wish. Let me tell you a few things we do. We do book studies on Zen, we do retreats where we come together in small groups and discuss teachings. We do book reviews of particular books in Zen or Buddhism, or other books for that matter. As a congregation, we meet often for meals and spend time with each other in fellowship. In addition, we're community-oriented in that we work with alcohol and drug abuse, and also do teaching in the senior center of our Zazen method. So what is this all about, this thing called Zen? It's about being in the moment, being fully awake to the moment, existing only in the moment. And in doing so, we drop away those anxieties or those fears that we have, simply resting in that type of experience. I often say, Zen is not what you think. It's not just a nice topic, but it actually means we are much more about experiencing than we are about thinking. So with all of that, feel free to give me a call. and you can find my telephone on our website at falmouthsotozencenter.net. You can drop me an email, and I'll be glad to respond. So with that, I look forward to hearing from you and possibly seeing you soon.
Welcome back. For several years, the Rotary Club of Falmouth has organized beach cleanup days, where their volunteers head out to several of the town beaches to collect the trash that is left by beachgoers. FCTV joined a team assigned to Menauhant Beach earlier this summer.
The Rotary Club is a community service-based organization, and having the location in Falmouth, what really makes our town so special is the people and the environment that we're in. And so our service projects are dedicated to supporting those. So our beach cleanup project was launched in the spring, and it's going to go through spring and summer. We've rotated through 5 to 6 beaches, and in partnership with the DPW, they've provided the trash bags and gloves, and we do 2 to 3 per month. In our findings, we noted that the beaches that had the most need were Menauhant as well as Surf Drive. So we kind of narrowly tailored our schedule to those from the high season, 4th of July onward.
One of the things that drew me to the Rotary Club is our motto, which is service above self, and it's folks who are coming together from all kinds of civic organizations and industries and areas across Falmouth to get together, and not only for fellowship, but to sort of say, how can we make this community we're living in better for the folks that are living here? We've been going twice a month to our area beaches and policing the trash. You can see probably in just 15 minutes I've pulled a full bag of trash out of the dunes and beaches here.
Well, before I was a realtor, I was a marine biologist, and I'm very sensitive to plastic on the beach and trash on the beach. And plastic, once it gets into the environment, never disappears, and it turns into microplastics in all the organisms. And it just doesn't take too much effort to pick up after yourself, and we got to get better in the habit of doing that.
Rotary is an international organization, but very much with a local focus. And in this case, what could be more locally important to our community than our beaches? Not only a prime natural resource, but an economic resource as well.
People in the parking lot, as we're doing it, make comments, and some join us. It's a good thing. I think the more exposure it gets, the more people will be cognizant of what they leave on the beach. A lot of it's, almost innocent. They don't even think about it, but we need to think about it.
Another additional benefit to the service project is that it's been a very safe way for individuals to gather throughout the year of COVID that we've had. It's been wonderful for Rotarians of all ages to come out and join each other outside and be social in a safe place while also, bettering the surroundings. I think it's safe to say that whoever lives in Falmouth probably has a personal connection to the beach. And so it's really nice for us to be able to give back and take care of the beaches that in some way inherently take care of us.
The Rotary Club of Falmouth is always looking for volunteers for future projects as they try to do their part in making the world a better place. Thanks to Andrew Richards for that story. The Friends of Falmouth Library held their annual book sale at the end of August, and FCTV spoke with Friends President Mary Tamucci about this year's sale.
We've had such an overwhelming response from the community. Everybody's been asking for it. Everybody's telling us how happy they are. So it's a lot of work, but yeah, we're really happy to be able to offer this to the community and raise a lot of money for the library. Yeah. We have over 100 people involved in some way, shape, or form, either sitting at the cashier table, standing in the tents, replenishing the books. This year we've hired some teenagers to come in and do all the heavy lifting, and they've been magnificent. The town budget provides the facilities and the maintenance and major things for the library. What it doesn't provide is programs and services. So all those children's programs on the lawn, the book clubs, we purchase things like computers, or say in the middle of the budget year a printer goes down, they'll come to us and ask. We fund Joy of Learning program, just a myriad of things. We help to furnish the children's room and the teen room. So we couldn't do it without all of this and the community support. We need more volunteers. That's one thing. The one thing we're short on is volunteers who are willing to help us take the boxes from the book room to the storage facility. Doesn't take very many, maybe a couple hours a month, but we need a lot of help.
The funds raised by the Friends go to support a variety of library programs and services. Thanks to Alan Russell for that coverage. One of the most profound questions that humans have been asking for millennia is, are we alone in the universe? The Woods Hole Oceanographic Institution offers us a new perspective from which to view our own ocean planet in this month's video.
So a question arises is, could there be life in these oceans beyond Earth? We realize we have the potential to go and answer one of the enduring questions that humanity's been posing for millennia. Are we alone in the universe? There are places on Earth where life follows a different set of rules. On our planet, we're comfortable with the idea that most life is driven by photosynthesis. It relies on the energy from the sun. But it turns out that isn't the only way that life can be sustained. And in fact, it may not even be the most fundamental way that life originated on Earth. At this point, we've discovered hydrothermal vents in every ocean basin on Earth, but they're not all the same. As we continue to explore, we continue to make new discoveries that surprise us, and they just throw up more and more scientific questions. Woods Hole Oceanographic Institution has always been at the forefront of developing the technologies that allow the oceans to be explored. And that's what I found over my career, is that the technology and the exploration have gone hand in hand. As you develop better capabilities, so you can do more. For me, one of the big starting points was the development of Alvin in the 1960s, about the same time as the first astronauts were being sent to the moon. The difference is Huey's kept doing it continuously ever since, for more than half a century. Over the course of my career, I've been able to carry out further and further exploration precisely because of the new technologies that have come online. Whether it's been trying to search for vents under ice-covered oceans, or trying to get down to the bottom of the world's deepest trenches, it's the engineers at Huey that have come up with new ways to actually get that job done. So the last 20 years of space exploration in the outer solar system has really opened our eyes. The Galileo mission that went to Jupiter showed that moons like Europa could have deep oceans just like we have here on Earth. So, what is the potential for life in the outer solar system? If there really are oceans out there, what's the smartest way that we should go out and explore them? There's a compelling case to be made that there could be life beyond Earth, right here close to home in our own solar system. And the reason for that is because that life could be dependent on the fact that there are oceans on these ocean worlds. And that's fundamentally true of Earth as well. The life that we actually have here on Earth and that we enjoy is also fundamentally dependent on how our oceans function.
Thanks to Hui for contributing that segment to Falmouth in Focus. We're going to take a quick break to learn about an adoptable cat from People for Cats. And when we return, we'll check in with the Falmouth Public Schools. Stay with us.
Kiera is a pretty brown, happy domestic short-hair female. She's a 2-year-old dynamo of personality who absolutely adores attention. She readily greets all who come into her suite, hoping to get some affection or play. She's sweet and affectionate with just a little bit of spice thrown into the mix. Kiera was brought to PFC because she did not get along with the dog in the household of her previous owner. She's up to date on her shots, spayed and microchipped, and wants a forever home of her own. If you're looking for a lively and interactive girl, why not ask for an appointment to meet Kiera? To meet Kiera at People for Cats, you must have an application on file with us and have been pre-approved to adopt a cat. We don't take applications for specific cats, but if a cat is posted here, it is available for adoption. Go to our website, peopleforcats.org, for details.
Welcome back to Falmouth in Focus. This week, Falmouth Public Schools staff started the upcoming 2021-2022 school year by having an in-person convocation on the FHS multipurpose field. Here's more from the festivities to start the year.
Some unsung heroes, the ones that are behind the scenes that work so hard for us and care so much for our students. And I'm bringing this back this year, and so for our first announcement of our unsung heroes for this school year, these ladies have worked non-stop for 2 years. They are 10-month employees, and many have summer jobs, and yet they worked around the year to pack breakfast and lunch for so many of our families in need. Our summer food program has been successful and appreciated by so many. With the following people, join me on stage, please. Lori Marks, Falmouth High School. Roberta Hybrecht, T-Ticket. Janet Martin, T-Ticket. Christina Rodriguez, North Falmouth. And Andrea Burns, our food service director.
So convocation is a unique time, one for reflection, unity, and anticipation. I've also been told that it's somewhat of family time, and so this is pretty much like a family reunion. So I thank you all for having me at your family reunion. So I attended 8 different schools growing up. I only moved once within the same school district. I was not in an active military family. I did not require any special attention. But by the time I graduated high school, I attended 8 different schools. In my most formative years, I did not have a Miss Lyles welcome me back to campus. I did not have a Mr. St. Julian greet me excitedly and tell me he was looking forward to my year. I did not have a Miss Strong welcome me in the hallway with a hug. I did not have a Miss Kasparian tell me they were so excited to see me and glad to have me in their class.
Thanks to Ryan Weber for that report. It's now time to check in with Ryan Collins from My Fishing Cape Cod as he goes fishing for albies.
Nice activity ahead of us here. Ooh, right over here. Should have a good chance. Oh yeah, he hit it. Right on the surface. That was awesome. That was such an awesome hit. Oh my. Wow. That was a super sweet hit. I don't know if you saw that on the video, but oh wow, he's swimming right at me. Oh, he's swimming right at me again. Wow, this guy has got a lot of spunk. Unreal. The nice thing with these soft plastic Albie snacks is the big single hook. So I feel like there's a better chance of me, knock on wood, landing this guy, because I probably have a better hook set on him. All right, I just got a glimpse at him. Come here, big boy. It's the biggest Albie I've caught this year. Wow, check this guy out. That is a nice Albie. That's a really nice Albie. Biggest Albie I've caught this year, that's for sure. Wow, what an awesome fish. That's what we came for, man, beauty. And then with the single hook, he was hooked well, but it comes right out. Look at that, awesome. We'll let him go. Thank you, fish. Whew. That was awesome. Awesome. That Albie was something else. Let me just show you the bait that I'm using. Just a soft plastic, it screws on right here. Screw that on. Just like a Sluggo, just hook it straight up. Just like that. As long as it's somewhat straight, it'll work. Just cast it out, skip it along the surface, and he slammed it just like a topwater plug. Awesome hit. That was a big Albie.
Thanks to Ryan Collins from My Fishing Cape Cod for this month's video. FCTV wants to remind you that television can be as easy as hitting record on your smartphone. We'd like to invite all Falmouth residents and visitors to share their slice of life with us. Email us your photos and videos, or upload them to Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram using the hashtag MyFalmouth or Falmouth in Focus to be featured on the show. Thank you to our most recent contributors. We leave you now with the sights and sounds from a recent Falmouth Town Band performance as they celebrate their 60th season. Thank you for watching Falmouth in Focus. We'll see you next time.